May 15th, 2016. 1 o'clock ticks over at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia in Spain, and today is race day. Under sunny skies with distant cloud cover, 165,000 spectators take their spot around the 4.65 kilometre track, ready to watch the 5th of 21 races this season. A perfectly mundane race that started the legacy of one of the most successful yet notorious modern F1 drivers. Who do you think that is?
We'll find out pretty quickly.
Could be
anyone.
Sounds like MaxiPad to me.
Oh, spoilers.
22 1.6 litre V6 turbo hybrid Formula One cars align the straight of Barcelona's home of motorsport, ready to attack the first of 66 laps. The Silver Arrows take their rightful positions, Hamilton first, Rosberg second. Australian and F1 fan favourite Daniel Ricciardo is best of the rest in P3, with new teammate 18-year-old Max Verstappen starting out of fourth. Ferrari continues the trend of uniform teams on the third row. Old Danny Rick, huh? Best of the rest.
That's all right.
He had a moment there where he was best of the rest, wasn't he?
He was. A couple of years.
Good times.
Also, could you sound any more like you're reading from a script?
This is a lot of words, you know. It is very wordy.
It is.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah. You're killing it.
Thank you. Mercedes-AMG, led by Austrian Toto Wolff, what a name, have been in a league of their own since the inception of the new regulations in 2014. Having taken all the spoils in the form of 1-2s in the drivers and constructors titles to boot, their only competition comes from within. Ferrari brings a year-on-year unchanged lineup of veterans and legends in their own right. Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi is Ferrari's most recent world champion, a mere 9 years prior, trying to bring pride back to the prancing horse.
We're 9 years past this point.
So
he is still...
So we're now 18 years removed from Ferrari's latest
Yep.
title. That's a damn shame.
Isn't it?
While Red Bull had a winless campaign in 2015, a mid-season switch from Kvyat to Verstappen in 2016 brings new hope that changes on the horizon. Red Bull's birth into the sport, buying out the Jaguar team in 2005, was quickly followed in 2006 by Mateshits.
Mateshits? I don't think it's Mateshits.
It's spelled like Mateshits.
You're right, it is.
What is it?
Matisic?
Matisic.
Yeah, try that.
Matisic, also buying Minardi and rebranding to Toro Rosso. Unveiling a full-time junior program with real-time, on-the-job evaluation of up-and-comers. I miss Toro Rosso. This theoretically ensures the top team will always have competitive drivers.
Yeah, competitive.
After
Stop reading from a script. Just be natural.
No, this is all off the top of my head. This
It
is
is,
just
yeah,
knowledge
you're
that
right.
I just know.
Yeah.
You
Sorry,
know,
sorry.
I need to process it and think it as I spit it out.
You're doing a really good job.
See, that's what keeps me going. That sort of positive attitude.
I'm
Keep
just
that
looking
coming at me.
I'm just looking forward to this not taking 3 hours.
Yeah, well, I don't want to know how long it took to write. So, after the first lineup, drivers Antonio Luizzi and
No.
not even close.
Liuzzi.
Liuzzi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, after their first lineup, drivers Antonio Liuzzi and Scott Speed hadn't been successful in the program. Dr. Helmut Marko, the team's head of driver development, poached a young Sebastian Vettel from BMW Sauber to pair alongside Sebastian Bourdais. I got that one.
Got that one right.
Vettel would prove to be the team's shining light they had been looking for and claim Toro Rosso's only race win at Monza in 2008, whilst becoming the youngest winner in F1 history. That's going to be short-lived. He was
Spoilers, goddammit.
He was swiftly promoted to Red Bull to pair with the gritty Australian Mark Webber to form a strong driver pairing to attack the championship. Sebastian Buemi,
Close enough.
Jamie
No, not Jamie.
Jamai?
Jaime.
Jaime.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Jaime Alguersuari.
Alguersuari. Jaime Alguersuari.
Okay, you say it.
Jaime Alguersuari.
And Jean-Eric Verne would be seat fillers. Shit.
AKA shit.
Who would all fail to meet the requirements of a coveted F1 seat. 2012 would see Daniel Ricciardo, or as some people like to call him, Ricciardo,
Yeah.
earn his turn in the musical chairs.
Especially in 2012. He was a real Ricciardo.
Yeah, I mean, took him a while to get their head around his name, didn't
He had to earn his Ricardo.
Yeah.
Just like Michael Jordan went from Mike to Michael. He had to earn his stripes.
That's why Charles Leclerc is still Leclerc.
Yeah. Once he starts putting on a show,
Then he can be Leclerc.
then his name can be...
Maybe it is Leclerc.
Has anyone asked him?
I don't know. 2012 would see Daniel Ricciardo earn his turn in the musical chairs. His 2 seasons would see him favoured and in the end selected to replace the retiring Mark Webber for the 2014 season. It was good times. Bad times, sad times and good times.
Yep.
He did not disappoint his team, winning 3 GPs in a Mercedes-dominated season, picking up the pieces wherever the Brackley team fell, essentially ending Vettel's time at the team as he was shown to no longer be the man leading Red Bull forward. Danny Kvyat would replace Ricciardo in the Toro Rosso, partnering with Verne. A single year later, a much less ceremonious promotion was given to Kvyat to replace the Ferrari-bound Vettel. Big shoes to fill, those of a 4-time world champion. Very big shoes indeed.
I agree with that statement. Do you reckon he lived up to it?
I think he fell well short.
Okay. I think we're about to get to it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's continue. Toro Rosso introduces fresh drivers for their 2015 campaign. Carlos Sainz Jr., son of Spanish rally legend of the same name, Carlos Sainz Sr.
Well, yeah.
And the youngest ever Formula One driver, aged just 17 years and 166 days, Max Verstappen.
Do.
Well, hang on, 17 years.
Yeah, they changed the ruler because of him.
No, that is young, dude.
That is
17 years and under sub 200 days.
Yeah,
That
17
is
and a half.
Like when you hear this stuff, you don't really like, yeah, whatever. That's young. But then
Yeah.
you actually process it and you're like, bro, is he literally on his learner's license? Like,
Well, probably.
yeah. So anyway, an unproven wild child and son of another former racer, Jos Verstappen.
That's right.
Kvyat would see out the season 2015, narrowly beating out his teammate by 3 points, but the uncompetitive Red Bulls sat 7th and 8th when it was all said and done.
Did you know that? Did you know Ricciardo was beaten by Kvyat?
No, that
In
kind
a
of hurts.
season?
That sort of hurts.
Pretty
Yeah.
crazy, hey?
What was wrong with Ricciardo? Did he get
The car,
sick? Did he sit
clearly.
out a little bit? Or
Maybe. Yeah. Clearly the car was wrong, but
another wrist injury from wristies?
what else do you get wrist injuries from?
Yeah, it beats me.
Him and Lance.
Danny Kvyat would start 2016 in the Red Bull seat, but 2 crashes early, both into the rear of Vettel, would see him nicknamed the Torpedo by Seb. What a nickname. Bring that one back.
Don't bring him back, though.
No. This plus lackluster performances would see a trend ignited for the first time. Kvyat demoted to Toro Rosso, and an 18-year-old Max Verstappen prematurely pushed up into the big boy team for round 5 at the Barcelona circuit. Or would it be premature?
Did you add that in?
Which part?
Round 5?
No, that's you.
Okay.
That's all you.
All right.
All 22 cars sitting on the grid, revving to 15,000 RPM. Their single clutch system is all that's holding their kinetic energy from beating the red light. Cameras cut to the fans in the grandstand, all watching through camera phones, signifying the era we're in. The lights go out and it's game on. The silver arrows get away strong. The light run to turn 1 gives...
You read that
Sorry.
wrong. Start again.
The
Start
long
again,
run...
please.
Yeah, it wasn't quite light, was it? It was pretty, yeah. The long run to turn 1 gives Rosberg the slipstream, and a daring pass around the outside of Lewis at turn 1 earns him the lead, heading to turn 4. Hamilton gets an equally strong slipstream and cuts to the inside of a late defending Rosberg. Hamilton, fully committed, puts his Mercedes in the grass, then into the side pod of his German teammate. Hamilton had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate, David Croft bellows as only he can. Can you just give me a little David Crofty impression on that one? Just rip it.
Let me see.
Hamilton's had a massive crash, and he's crashed into his teammate.
Not bad. I'll give you an 8 for
8?
effort. Yeah.
Effort.
You need
effort over.
You need more like Britishness.
More pom?
Yeah, more pommy coming through it.
Can't bring myself to.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't want to be pommy either. So. Both drivers retire on the spot. A result deemed
Completely unnecessary.
by the legendary Niki Lauda. Mercedes non-executive chairman, if you didn't know. Chairman.
Chairman.
Niki also stated, and I quote,
Lewis was too aggressive, and why should Nico give him room? He's the leader.
A historic and everlasting image is born with both silver arrows, a mangled mess in the gravel trap, perhaps the straw that broke the camel's back on their team as teammates.
Oh, you're butchering it.
Their time
Their
as teammates.
times.
That was wordy. Can you can you do better next time?
I'll have to make these for. I'll remember to make these at a level of a
The-
17-year-old, 166-day-old person can read because you're struggling.
Probably most of our listeners, to be honest.
No, the stats say otherwise.
Yeah, but that's true, yeah. I don't look at stats. That's your department.
Yeah, well, they're not pretty.
The Mercedes-AMG GT safety car waits at the end of the lane for the remaining 20 cars to start lap 2 under caution. An early safety car on a track that averages less than one safety car per race. The race resumes on lap 3, now wide open. All drivers sense a win on the horizon. Daniel Ricciardo leads Verstappen, then comes local hero Carlos Sainz Jr. for a temporary Red Bull 1-2-3. Brodel asks the rhetorical question,
Can Max break the record for the youngest podium sitter in F1 history?
beating out Vettel's record for his 2008 Italian Grand Prix win. A few more laps come and go, and the Ferraris of Vettel and Raikkonen are struggling to pass the Toro Rosso, powered by an older spec Ferrari engine. The ever-blunt Martin Brundle labels it embarrassing for Ferrari to have such struggles with the task. An aggressive Seb, however, does get the move done into turn 1 on lap 8 to take third place. The Red Bulls have scampered 4.6 seconds up the road. Kimi Iceman Raikkonen attempts the turn 1 maneuver, this time on the outside due to swift defense from Carlos. Kimi is fed off the track, having to spend another lap looking at the rear of the Scuderia Toro Rosso. The Finn does not have much time to wait longer.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna ask you to do that one again.
Yeah. Let's rip that one again. The Finn does not have to wait much longer, as the next lap, with the help of the drag reduction system, affects a clean pass down the inside to take 4th. I'm not even sure I
That
know what I
was-
just read there, but that's the thing.
All right.
Williams pit Felipe Massa on lap 9, opting for a 3-stop strategy. This activates all teams running the the 3-stop strategy in action to not lose any time to an undercutting Massa on fresh medium Pirelli P0 rubber. By lap 10, it's Red Bulls in 1-2 and Ferraris 3-4. Vettel is catching Verstappen by 0.3 a lap. Is he going to get him?
Ooh,
What do you reckon?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. You
I
liar.
don't remember.
Don't lie to me and our viewers.
I have no memory.
At me every day.
Hmm.
Ricciardo pits on lap 12 for a 2.5 second stop and returns to the track in 6th behind Romain Grosjean. I know how to say that one. In a Haas. Verstappen pits lap 1. No, hang on. He didn't pit lap 1. Verstappen pits 1 lap later, returning behind his teammate, maintaining status quo. Red Bull, led by the youngest and charismatic... hang on.
You're really struggling.
Red Bull, led by the young and charismatic, threw me off for Christian Horner because he's neither of those things right now. So
No.
I was like, are we talking about the same Christian Horner?
How would you describe him now?
Old and controversial,
I thought you were going to
Pote-
get harder than that. That's-
potentially sexist, maybe a sex pest.
I thought you were
even?
going to get harder than that. That's a shame.
What would you call him?
Uh,
Come on, bring the heat.
no, I haven't thought about it. I put you on the spot, not me. Old and...
Time's
Oh,
ticking.
Yeah, no.
All right,
I
you
can't think of
bailing?
anything.
You
I, just,
bailing?
I,
Alright.
I expected higher.
I'm let down by that.
That's all I can say.
So, Red Bull, led by the young and charismatic Christian Horner, has opted for a 3-stop strategy, putting both bulls on the white-walled medium Pirelli P0s to begin their second stint. This has been regarded as the quickest strategy, as the high-load fast corners that make up over 50% of the track degrade the tyres rapidly. Do you like that one? That was good.
I'm happy you actually ripped one off here.
This has quickly become a race between Red Bull and Ferrari. The latter has split their strategy, 2 stops for Sebastian and 3 stops for Kimi. By lap 15, the first round of stops is complete as Daniel, Max and Kimi fly past Seb, who is trundling down the lane at a limited 80 kilometers per hour. As a familiar holding pattern returns to the racing, we know it only too well.
You do.
The cameras...
Times have not changed.
They're still very much around. The camera's cut to the stricken Mercedes, not to the clouds, to
No.
assume that there's rain
No,
coming.
no.
late rain.
Not in this day. The conditions were too perfect.
All right, so they cut to the stricken Mercedes, sitting on flatbed trucks next to the circuit they were set to dominate, a timely reminder of the lap 1 incident. We see Lauda enter the room where his drivers have been waiting.
Would there be a better time to be a fly on the wall?
What do you reckon was said there? He publicly backed Lewis, right? So he would
No,
probably...
he publicly backed Nico,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Even I misread
as
that.
you read 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah. So he publicly backed Nico.
Mm-hmm. Being the lead
potentially-
driver?
Potentially serving his racial bias.
If what's F1
Alleged,
without
alleged.
racial bias?
Yeah.
Allah.
He changed his tone pretty quick though, didn't he, when he started racking up a few championships. Lewis Hamilton is sitting precariously on 2 driver reprimands for earlier season misconduct. A third would see the Brit given a 10-place grid penalty for the next round in Monaco. If he is deemed at fault for the incident, it would effectively wipe 2 weekends away in his bid for another championship. I know, trouble.
The drama.
ahead.
The drama in that riding.
Yeah. Feel it heating up. Okay.
Back to the action.
Oh, right, straight back. Let's get back to it.
Well, there's actually some
Never
action.
mind. Never mind what's going on at Mercedes. Let's get back to the race.
This is what it's about. Apparently, there's some action. We'll see.
Back to the action, and by lap 20, the top 3 have come together, separated by only 2.5 seconds. The Finn has dropped to 7.3 seconds off the lead. The drivers are trying to balance between pushing the limits to gain an advantage while trying to keep their tyres in good order to stay in contention for the big prize. It's a fine art you need to manage, and perfect to be worthy of a Formula 1 drive. Perfect or perfect?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, I was close.
That's all right.
Close.
You're close enough.
Our listeners got it. We're not perfect.
No, clearly.
Nico Hülkenberg becomes the third retiree.
Hey, your favourite.
Hey, he just had a big win for, well, big third place at least.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Nico Hülkenberg becomes the... See, now you threw off my...
Becomes, who cares?
Yeah. Nico Hülkenberg becomes the third retiree of the race on lap 22 with fire spewing from the back of his Force India. Hulk becomes a part-time firefighter extinguishing the flames and trying to save the multi-million-dollar piece of engineering. How expensive is a Formula 1 car, by the way? Just stab in the dark?
Multi-million dollars.
And how much is that? Just give me a stab. Give me, 'cause
Multi
I know,
means
I know.
more than one.
It
What
does.
do you know?
I know how much
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
You can't put a money figure on these things.
Well, you can.
It's a lump of carbon fibre and labour.
Allegedly, 150 million.
That's not true. For one Formula 1 car. That's got to include all of the R&D, all of the multiple parts for a car. I'm just talking about one Formula 1 car. It's not $150 million.
Moving on.
The race commentary team finds themselves constantly talking about the rumours regarding Nico Rosberg's contract.
That's not even a hard name. I mean, come on.
I know. I see him every other
It's
week.
a common name.
We have Berg in our name too. Nico Rosberg's contract for 2017, speculating he is set to return. Spoilers, he will not.
Oh, yeah.
What team, just real quick, what team do you reckon he goes to if he does sign a contract?
Any
ideas?
2017?
Yeah. Does he?
You'd say Mercedes, you'd think.
Yeah,
You just want a
okay. You reckon
championship with him.
you
He
reckon
might be scared of Lewis, big bad Lewis.
He signs on and does battle again?
Yeah. And then he...
It's a shame he robbed us of that.
Yeah. And I reckon he wouldn't bring the heat like he did that year, though.
Damn, Nico.
He just falls into the Bottas shoes.
As the racing on track cools down, the team battles to stay engaged and revert to hot takes. We know all about hot takes.
Yep.
Lap 26 and the Sector 3 yellows are still being shown. Max has gotten himself within DRS range of Ricciardo for the first time this race. However, the yellows are hampering his progress. Ricciardo pits on lap 28, confirming a 3-stop strategy for the Aussie, slightly slower at 2.9 seconds. Vettel reacts and pits the following lap for a delayed 3.5 second stop. A hiccup the team led by, oh boy, Maurizio Arrivabene. How close is that? Out of 10. Maurizio Arrivabene.
So I can't say with certainty what his first name is.
You don't know who this dude is?
No, I do. Because Arrivabene, it's Arrivabene,
Arrivabene.
which
What a hilarious
which
name.
means
Arrivabene.
arrive in style. In
Bullshit.
it does.
Bullshit.
And have you seen
So
that guy? He's
Mau-
one handsome fella.
So it's Maurizio Arriving Style.
Well, yeah, if you
Let's
want.
just run with that. All right.
He's the
Wait, am I sensing a little man crush here?
Oh, he's a, you know, I mean, look at who
What
Ferrari
does he
had.
look like? What's the type that does it for you?
No, I was going to say, what's George Clooney? He's the George Clooney of Formula One.
Like a little silver hair dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, all
Yeah.
right. I'll look him up after.
I mean, look at the who they've had after. Mattia Binotto, not exactly.
I'll get you to show me a photo. I know he's in your.
And Fred Vasseur, they're not good-looking blokes, right?
Yeah.
So they clearly steered away from the good-looking blokes
Yeah.
to the duds.
Well,
Hasn't.
after this, show me a photo of him because I know he's
Okay.
in your spank bank.
Okay.
Maurizio arrive in style.
Yep.
Could ill afford. However, Vettel puts in a feisty outlap to remain only 3.8 behind Ricciardo. At 8
3.8 what? Liters?
seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was clear.
Okay.
You should have written it if you wanted it in there.
Well, you're reading it and now I'm realizing there's a hole there in
Ah,
the story.
Well,
So-
tighten up your act or
Okay.
you're out of here. Like,
All
you'll
right.
go down the same route as Chris. It's your first warning. First and final. At 18 years and 227 days, Verstappen becomes the youngest driver to lead a GP by delaying his second stop. Can you just hang there real quick?
Hmm.
So, 18 years, 227 days, and he started at 17 and...
166.
Okay, so what's that a turnaround of? Can you math real quick?
Not particularly.
Okay,
It's
let's
what
continue
that's it's a bit over a year. It would be because it's
Bit over a year.
5 rounds into his next
That's
season.
crazy. That is
So
crazy.
it's pretty good.
Anyway, there are a few records this race he has his eyes set on.
You're right the first time. There are
There-
a few records.
Okay. There are a few records, thank you for the coaching.
Mhm.
This race he has his eyes set on.
Like, how fun's this? This is the stuff we normally do behind the scenes, but
You liking this?
yeah, why not?
Alright, yeah. Yeah, I like it because you get to see my face and not your face.
Yeah.
And I know how that can turn people off. So
Hey,
We're
this is
now-
the opposite of the speed run.
we're
so
now not taking that risk at all. You know, I get your banter without the risk of people seeing you
And
in,
turning
in
off.
person.
You're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. We don't want to come on. We want to keep viewers. We don't want to
Hmm.
lose viewers.
Yeah.
So
we want the visual aids.
Yeah,
and
and by the
I'm not a
time-
visual aid.
by the time you're definitely not. Yeah. By the time you come on camera, you know they're probably they're on their phones, just scrolling through. They're
Yeah.
kind of half listening. So
Well,
yeah.
some say you're the George Clooney of podcasting, so
I've heard it more than once.
it's because I keep saying it to you.
I would even go even farther and say I'm like the Leonardo DiCaprio of podcasting.
You think he's good looking, or do you like young girls?
Whoa, jeez, hey, whoa. Just back it up there, buddy.
All right, let's continue.
Max finally pits on lap 35, within the range to switch to a two-stopper if the median tyres can hang on. Ricciardo is 20 seconds ahead, destined to pit again. Ferrari pit the following lap, their data telling them that they are 5 laps too short. However, Red Bull forced their hand and they're set to run the gauntlet and hope they will make it. I think that makes sense. So we will...
You need to be more. You need to have more continuity in your speaking.
There was a lot going on there. I was like, where does this sentence stop?
That's one of them long
So-
sentences you pointed out.
I didn't think it was going to end. I was like, where do I breathe? Where do I breathe?
Just don't commit.
Ferrari pits Vettel after only an 8-lap stint, a move seen by many as trying to lure the Dutchman in and create themselves an undercut. Red Bull doesn't bite. They never do anything. Red Bull, they know how to strategize. That's to their credit. They're one of the best strategies.
They're
Ferrari could learn a thing from Red Bull.
They're the king of trying to lure their competitors in,
Yeah.
but don't try and lure them in. It ain't happening.
Yep. Vettel puts his fresh tyres to good use, setting the fastest lap with a 1 minute 27.9 on lap 40 as he sets his eyes on regaining the top step. With 26 laps remaining, this race has proven to be about nothing but strategy, about saving tyres and bluffing out rivals. This track has historically been a tough location to pass on. David Croft hypothesized that you need a car with a 2.5 second positive delta to make a clean, effective move on your rival, a delta that is hard to achieve in top-tier competition. Lap 44 and Daniel pits, giving up the lead and 15 seconds to his young teammate, hoping for a safety car to bridge the gap. He needs... Oh, okay, hang on, that threw me off there. Hoping for a safety car to bridge the gap he needs to make the differential up over 22 remaining laps to win the 4th GP of his young career. All right, tell me where I'm supposed to breathe there, because I'm not even
Hey,
sure.
hang on, this is a comma. It's not even a full stop. So
Yeah, I know. It technically keeps going. His team give him a losing strategy and stack the cards against him. But
still not done.
we're
a
still not
comma.
done. We're falling apart here. But Daniel doesn't... I can't even see it anymore because the sentence is so long. Daniel doesn't know when to give up. You know, if we were a more respectable podcast, we might actually edit that and cut that out. But we're not respectable
You're supposed
here.
to edit, but you give it 5 minutes of edit time.
Yeah, I mean, I did like that sentence was so long. I was almost in disbelief that it was a single sentence. I was like, this is at least like that was a paragraph.
Yeah, that one slipped through the
Bravo,
cracks. I apologise.
Bravo to you for that.
Fucking
One.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire him again.
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso. Well, hang on. Do we even know what happened then? Did it even make any sense? Do we need to know what happened?
Let me give you a sum up. Here.
Sum it up.
So Daniel pits on lap 44, gives
Mhm.
up the lead to his
Yep.
young, fierce teammate.
Yeah.
Plus 15 seconds, right? So 15.
Yep.
So he's hoping now for a safety car to bridge the gap.
Okay. Yeah,
Without it, he has 22 laps remaining in the race
Mm-hmm.
to win the 4th Grand Prix of his young career.
Okay. Yep. So we're talking about Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel Ricciardo,
still?
yep. So his team has given him a losing strategy and they've stacked the cards against him. But Daniel Ricciardo doesn't know when to give up.
That does sound like Daniel Ricciardo, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. That's unfortunately he'll feel that pain many times.
Not wrong at all.
Fernando Alonso retires his McLaren Honda on lap 47, just past turn 3. The second year in a row he retires from his home Grand Prix. Another disappointing race for the underpowered and unreliable McLaren. Ricciardo crosses his fingers as this could provide the safety car he so dearly needs. But if he didn't have bad luck on this day, he would have no luck at all. The safety car doesn't transpire.
This is feeling a little too close to recent events with Oscar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wasn't
Bit
going to
of
bring
bad
it up.
luck
It still hurts me.
Mm.
It's still a little too raw. Like, just have a little bit of respect, please.
Yeah, no, I apologise.
As lap 50 begins, the highly experienced 235 veteran racer Kimi Raikkonen chases after 18-year-old Max Verstappen in his 24th career start and his first for Red Bull. As they enter the main straight, Kimi is 7/10ths behind and... Whoa, hang on. We're going to have to... Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Punctuation. So your fault again. Let's just say.
Okay.
Let's just say it's your fault.
Chris, Dave, whoever it is now.
As they enter the main straight, Kimi is 7/10ths behind and activates his DRS, but frustratingly runs out of straight to effect a move. Kimi must follow Max around in his turbulent air again, waiting for the only passing opportunity on the track to present itself. Kvyat gets overtaken by Max Verstappen on lap 52, the car he'd raced only a week ago. Oh, that hurts.
Painful.
Piloted by his replacement, a crushing blow. He had it there. A crushing blow to Daniel.
Yep, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I really felt that. For a second there, I felt sorry for the guy, and then I very quickly didn't feel sorry.
And then
for
you
him.
remember an 18-year-old Max Verstappen also stole his girlfriend while he was at it,
yeah,
and his kid.
yeah. It's not the only thing you'd go on and steal. This compounds any disappointment he would be feeling, but perhaps proves the choice Marco and Horner made to be correct. Lap 59, and the Honey Badger, the last of the late breakers, licks the stamp and sends one down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. A spectacular move praised by the commentators. However, he pushes slightly wide and Seb regains the spot, not without making radio contact with his engineer complaining about the antics of his old teammate. Martin Brundle, unhappy with Vettel's complaint, advises he stop whinging as this is motor racing, and that was a great move. I wanted to just revert straight to...
Toto? Yeah, this is a motor race. We went motor racing. Motor racing.
Also notice you just decided to switch out whining for whinging midstream.
Whinging feels...
Whining is a real bitch thing to do.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you credit there. Whining is more of a bitch move than whinging.
You got through it. I shouldn't have stopped you.
I'm probably a whinger. You're definitely a whiner. So
Okay, whatever.
with laps winding down, Ricciardo tries and fails lap after lap to pass the Ferrari and eventually picks up more bad luck on lap 65 of 66 with a left rear puncture, pitting on the final lap for a new set of Pirellis. With rubber going down on the track's surface, it proved enough to solidify this second stop strategy as the right call, and the two stoppers of Max and Kimi benefited heavily. Did I get that right? Is that to
Yeah,
your
pretty much.
satisfaction?
You said second stop, not two stop strat, but you landed the plane, so I think we're okay.
It was believable. Yeah, okay.
We're
Well,
okay.
Look,
We're
that's,
okay.
That's all that matters.
The biggest thing is we're concluding. We're getting to the end.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Lap 66 concludes, and with it, the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Can I get a cheer? Max Verstappen takes the spoils, and he becomes the youngest race winner in F1 history, the youngest podium getter, the youngest to lead a Grand Prix, and the only Dutchman to lead and win a race. Max also becomes the 10th different winner of the Spanish GP over the last 10 years. This win marks the first for Red Bull when Sebastian Vettel hasn't been part of the team, a mark of how great Seb was for the Red Bull organisation. And we hear, for the first time, and not nearly the last, the Dutch national anthem on the Formula One podium. What are we up to now? Is it 68? Oh, well, hang on. They're just for wins. Is he 68 wins? He's up around there, isn't he? High
That's a lot
60s?
of wins.
He's up there. So we've heard it a lot since then.
But good thing is, I wrote this pre-season.
Mhm.
We haven't heard it much this year. So that's a win.
So hang on. This is 9 years removed. I think he's up at high 60s. God, that is a lot of podiums in a small amount of time.
Wins.
Sorry, wins. Local hero Carlos Sainz Jr. comes home 6th and Danny Kvyat 10th for the final World Championship point. Well done, Danny. With Verstappen's stellar arrival at Red Bull Racing, he becomes just the third Red Bull Junior driver to win a race for the big team, 10 years after its inception and to this date the most recent. Wow, the most recent.
Crazy,
still,
eh?
eh?
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz Jr. never made it to Red Bull, but would prove to be a worthy Formula One driver with other teams including McLaren, Ferrari, and Williams, some of the greatest names in motorsport. Other drivers to cycle through the junior team, a lot of names coming up, so bear with me, include Pierre Gasly, Brendan Hartley, Alex Albon, Nick De Vries, Daniel Ricciardo for a second stint, Liam Lawson, and most recently Yuki Tsunoda and Isaac Hadjar. A total of 19 drivers have been a part of the Red Bull Junior team throughout the years. 3 have won races for the big team and 2 have been world champions. Most have fallen out of the sport once their time with the junior squad was up. Only one question remains.
Has Red Bull's junior program been a failed venture?
Well, I think we did well on that one. It was very professional of us. It was very, nowhere else will you find that level of precision and perfection.
No.
And that's why we're the best Formula One podcast on the on the internet.
That's right.
Easily.
I don't know if it's laziness or skill. Oh, we got there.
It's a good mix of both. You need both. You need both to be successful. You know?
Yeah.
So they
Definitely
tell me.
need a lot of laziness.
Yeah. That's where I'm at my happiness. At my happiest. Is
Yeah.
when
When
I'm
you-
super lazy.
Doing nothing.
Yeah.
No, that's right. I think we I think it was this is what we're doing here. This is all an experiment. So
Is that what you call it?
this is one big experiment, and
Mhm.
we're just trying stuff.
Just sending it.
Just trying.
Just Daniel Ricciardoing it.
Just lick the stamp.
You like licking stuff, don't you?
It's a skill.
You've always been
It's
a
a
big-
skill I possess.
Big licker.
How would you know?
You've told me. You showed me
Oh,
photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Photos?
I wish you wouldn't. Stop sending me stuff, would you?
Well, you got to
know-
delete me off your Snapchat.
Well, you know I don't read your messages or check your
Mm.
photos. I've
Mm.
learned better than that. So
Yeah, remember the foot thing?
oh,
the
I
foot
still have
thing and-
nightmares about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not get into it.
What is it? Unsolicited.
Foot pics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for you.
Yeah, I didn't even
Just
have
for
to
you.
pay for it either. Oh,
No.
Lucky me. Mm.
Never. We'll never charge you.
Anyway, 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. What a race.
Well, it was okay.
It was okay if you were a Dutch
Mm.
fan.
Good springboard
Bit
race.
heartbreaking as an Aussie.
Yeah, well, they normally
I mean, yeah,
They normally are.
too many are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
more heartbreak than not.
recent times we've been enjoying a bit of adulation.
Yeah.
Do you like that word?
Sure. What's it mean?
Um,
Can you spell it for me?
no, I could barely say it.
Yeah, I could tell.
I pulled that somewhere from the depths
Yeah.
within me.
You send it. I love
like,
you're so
I was like, I've heard this word
Yeah.
used,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna.
you're so confident you could just spit it out there.
That's
and
all I
hope for
do.
the
You
best.
just gotta project confidence, and people think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I certainly don't.
So anyway, back to our professional
Mm.
Formula One podcast.
Yeah.
Red Bull's driver program. Big miss or big win? Did they?
You can't call it a win.
Is it a big foul?
Yeah.
All right,
reckon.
tell me why.
Well, as you so proudly said, a Formula One car is worth $125 million, which might be
I'm a Google it
Well-
or chat GP it while you riff.
okay. Also, Google what the budget cap is.
The
I
salary
reckon
cap?
you're probably close to that. You're probably close to the salary cap on one Formula One
Okay,
car.
add an extra zero. It's 15 million.
Okay,
was
that's
gonna-
slightly more believable. But I still feel like that's like the car plus the spares
Yeah.
plus the research and
The
development. that
salary
went into
cap's probably that.
it. I love you again.
It's because I do it with confidence.
Your confidence
Yeah.
is what really drives these things home. Everyone's switched off by now anyway, so everyone's telling their mates. This Formula One cars are $125 million.
Yeah, I've given them the biggest bumps there.
Yeah,
They're like,
that's
"Whoa,
right.
that's a. Do you know how much it? That's a lot. That can't
That's
be
a
right.
lot, yeah.
I know they're expensive machines.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see how much carbon
Multi-million-
fiber they use.
See, I'm less confident, so I go multi-million-dollar machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, mate,
It's the attention to detail.
yeah.
So
Sure.
your lack of detail, but
Yeah.
my overconfidence balances out,
Yeah.
and then
We're somewhere in the middle, and here we are
Yeah.
with the answers, thanks to ChatGPT.
So
So anyway, mate shits. He buys Minardi for probably multi-million.
mate shits.
Mate
Yeah.
shits,
Yeah.
probably multi-millions of dollars. He gives these drivers the keys to these multi-million-dollar machines, just for them to tear them up and not really be too good. So I think overall, a lot of money's spent, for the most part, and a lot of drivers that aren't worth it. And then nowadays, they don't even give him a shot. Yuki got a shot,
Yep.
and they gave him the worst piece of shit that they could find.
Okay. So what if I was to rebuff you then? I'll play like a little bit of devil's advocate.
Do
Yeah.
it, do it.
Because I like being a little bit naughty.
I like that.
Let's just compare Red Bull to Ferrari. Okay. The team that's been around for the longest, or one of two teams that have been around for the longest, I think.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferrari haven't won a championship since 08,
7.
07, 07, 08. Okay. So
Seven.
I said it with confidence, and you sort of thereabouts.
Yeah. 7. What do you mean thereabouts? 7.
Okay. We're going with a hard 7? All right. Ferrari last.
Ish.
Look, I was trying to make him sound a little bit better. But
Yeah.
yeah. 2007 was their last world championship.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Red Bull have had 8 in that time period.
Mm.
Yep. How much of that can be accredited to their driver program, do you think? In
See, that's
comparison
actually
to,
interesting.
to a team that doesn't really have one.
Yeah, well, Ferrari have one, but they just loan their drivers to like Sauber, which is what Leclerc did.
Yeah.
So I guess the like no other team has one. Red Bull is spoiled, but what they've done with it is nothing.
Well, that's what I guess I'm arguing. Have they actually done nothing with it? Like, maybe they could have done more
I guess what is their goal? Because I know for a long time it was 2 years. The drivers would get 2 years in the car to prove themselves.
In Toro Rosso?
Yeah.
Yep.
But they would never have wanted to cycle the Red Bull drivers every 2 years.
Mm.
So are they always trying to breed drivers for themselves? Because obviously they've bred some decent drivers that have gone elsewhere. Again, we railed some. Gasly's still in the sport. Carlos is still in the sport. Albon is still in the sport.
Gasly's a race winner.
Sure. So so they've clearly found some decent talent and then they've let them go, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But even Vettel, well, probably, like, not officially anymore, but probably their most successful driver, especially getting him to the dizzy heights to begin with, was the Sauber driver.
Yeah, he didn't even come from the program.
No.
Right? Yeah.
So they poached him as a already established Formula 1 driver. So yeah, they gave him like basically a year of development, but they already had that. So I don't know how much you can really accredit 4 of those world championships to their junior program.
Yeah, okay.
The other 4, yeah, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their hands on a young Max who got beaten by his dad into a perfectly molded Formula 1 driver.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joss.
Yeah.
And then they got him early and put him into their junior program. It's effectively what McLaren did with Hamilton. They saw him young and early.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, McLaren didn't have a team, so they just put him straight into McLaren in 07, but they bred him through all the young
Categories.
categories, you know,
Yep.
to give him the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think you could call it a success, but it depends on, I guess, what their actual goal is. You know, if it's to just bring drivers into the category, they've probably done a decent job.
Yeah.
But if it's to breed good drivers for themselves, you don't have to look back too far to go, they had to get Perez, a driver who was about to be
He was
off the grid completely,
and outside of the program
completely
entirely.
outside of the program,
Yeah.
somehow snagged a race win in one of his, what was going to be one of his final Grand Prix of his career to bring him over because they'd given up on their young drivers.
What about Webber? What was his sort of path to the Red Bull seat? Was that nurtured and
don't-
developed by Red Bull?
No. Well, you don't remember. We remember this in the Silverstone episode. But no, I mean, he was in the category before Red Bull were incepted.
So yeah, and I mean, that was someone who did lead a world championship for a minute and, you know, got a
he was
decent amount of race
He was
wins.
one of the greatest drivers in Formula 1's ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to argue
Just
against
ask me
that. Yeah. Tell me what you really think.
Yeah.
So why do you think Red Bull is the only team on the grid that has a sister team that they can kind of use and abuse?
Got to be money, I guess.
Were you saying that they're filtering more money into the sport than
they gotta
anyone
be.
else?
I mean, he bought Matisic owned both those teams. Owned, whatever. Oh, he's dead now, so it's hard to own anything. But they're his.
So
Like he's
it's a
bought
contracted
4
thing
cars.
that you only get me if I get, you
What
know,
do you
get
mean?
like my money and my funding, and it's not one or the other. It's both.
Well, I guess, but he from the start they brought Torosso knowing this was their plan. You know,
Yeah.
like Red Bull as an engine company owning 4 Formula One cars is insane. Like, I guess you'd wonder, could Ferrari decide, all right, you know what, like, all right, Sauber, like we'll buy you and we can be Alfa Romeo again, or Fiat, have one of their off brands and have it actually owned and operated by Ferrari and have that as a proper like that's the question. Is it even still like allowed or?
Well, I guess, I mean, if we take it back to our initial question, was their venture a failure? And you're saying, yes, it is. Is that maybe recognition from other teams like Mercedes and Ferrari and whoever else you want to throw in there, looking at Red Bull and going, it's not really working out for them that well, so why bother? Why
Ferrari
would we
can
bother?
go, oh, here's this nice Charles Leclerc. He's pretty cool looking. He's pretty good. He seems all right. We don't want to put him in our Ferrari because that's insane, because we don't put rookies in our cars. Let's loan him to Sauber.
Yeah, let him
Give him a
cut his
seat. We
teeth a
don't have
little
to own that whole entire Formula One team and foot the bills.
Yeah.
But let's loan him. He's a good driver. They'll be happy with that. He gets to get to develop on the promise, essentially, that he'll get a Ferrari seat. So he's happy. Ferrari happy. He's developing with real-time on-the-job evaluation. Same with Mercedes. They used Williams for George. Same thing. They don't have to pay for any of that. They just give him clearly a decent up-and-coming driver. Ferrari, again, Williams happy with that. George gets a year in the seat. As a rookie, you're not coming in with high expectations. I'm sure they're happy to be in a Williams, in a Sauber without the pressure of we're now racing for the big team.
So you're saying it's maybe better suited or maybe a smarter idea to fund drivers and loan them out and then bring them back when they're ready rather than funding like a whole team and trying to develop them that way.
And again, because Torosso, what they used to be about anyway, is they're guaranteed 2 rookies every 2 years at the time. So
do you think that they've lost their way? Like, do you think they've lost their vision for that team? And where do you think that occurred? Like, if that
Well,
was
you could pinpoint it, because I think Ricardo, who we say his teammate was at the time, Jev maybe. I think both of them were still in that 2-year. It probably got all mucked up when Danny went back, Kvyat.
he was the
when
first
he
one
went
to get demoted.
back,
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, okay, well, you could probably come back to Red Bull, so we'll keep you there. We've already signed you for X amount of years on your contract, so we kind of have to keep you there.
Yeah, we're paying you
So
anyway.
then he got stuck there. And then probably even Carlos, again, it's like, well, he's a good driver. We don't want to lose him, but there's nowhere for him at Red Bull. So they held on to him as long as he could, and then he left. And then that's probably where it started to really unravel, is when they start putting drivers who they've already decided, yeah, you're probably good enough for the big team, change their mind. They can't cut contract legally. All right, whatever. Driver swap.
So if you think about someone like Carlos Sainz, then is that just further proof of the program failing? Where I think you could argue he's a great talent. He's won Grand Prix. We've probably never gotten to see what he's completely capable of because maybe he hasn't been in the right car.
Well, he was in a decent Ferrari.
He was in
got
a
some
decent
race
Ferrari.
wins.
Yep.
That's probably what his ceiling is. I don't think he'd be a world championship contender.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd ever be better than his teammate in a top tier car.
So you're saying that he could have been exactly like what Perez was for Verstappen, a good second, like a good wingman essentially to help.
I think we all hoped he was going to get that drive this year. Luckily, he didn't. Clearly, because that car's a turboger. But I think that's what we were all hoping for.
So
he could have filled those shoes.
So is that
nicely.
the program failing again to see that? I mean, I'm not saying that Carlos Sainz would be happy to be a number 2 driver. Like, hey, you can be in the big boy team, but hey, Max is our guy, and don't pressure him.
Well, that's the thing. At the time, their drivers were Ricardo, who was beating Verstappen at the time, and a clear, absolute gun in Max. So simply, and this is what I said earlier, you're not going to what are you going to do? Kick Ricardo out, who was performing better than this great protege of Max?
Yeah.
Like, there's the decision you have to make, and it's like, oh shit, like,
it was coming. I
Bummer.
mean, you could feel it was coming. It was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. And
But
obviously, Ricardo kind of knew that. It was just a shame that it all transpired in an era where Mercedes were dominating so hard, where it was literally Ricardo was the best of the rest. And
he lost his window. He didn't have a window of
Mm.
time at the best car, you know, at the peak of his powers. You know?
it didn't align at the right time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then obviously things just fell apart completely for him.
The longer his
in the
career
weirdest
went
way.
on, the more painful it got.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Renault, like I remember he got a podium, or like that 2020, I think he got a couple of podiums. And it was exciting. It was like,
Yeah.
how good is this? Seeing him race for points.
Yeah.
Which was a far cry from seeing him win races and being able to win races.
Yeah.
Most of the time in his Red Bull years. Then it just got ugly. But we're getting off
let's not go
topic.
down. Let's not go down those dark alleys.
We'll save that.
Do you think Red Bull should scrap the program? Do you think that they should not have control over the what's it called now? Racing balls.
Yeah,
There's
racing
been
balls,
3 or 4 name
yeah,
changes
it has
since since Toro Rosso. But do you think they should just kind of scrap it? Like, obviously, recent news: Horner's gone. As you said, Mate Shits is he's gone in a different way, in a different manner. There's definitely change coming for Red Bull, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, I mean that this could be what leads to Toro Rosso going. I mean, as long as we know there's a lot of interest in Formula One now, we know there's Andretti's and whatnot who want to
should
buy
someone
into
else
the team.
buy into that team, and they
and that just cut ties.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Like Red Bull own that team. This is what's crazy. An energy drink company own both teams. It just doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Like they're not a racing. They're not a car brand. You know, which is most of the owners in the sport. It's just a guy who had an energy drink company.
Yeah,
and they own the cars. With him gone now, and then now clearly the big upset happening within the big team. There's no. Now is probably the time. No one would bat an eye if they're like, all right, we're going to wrap up shop here, focus on this because this is failing. Sell this, get rid of this, someone else can have it, whatever. We just need to focus on this. I mean, that's the other thing, right? With Christian gone and then bringing in, what's his name? Do you know his name?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
What? Matisic?
No. I was just gonna say I just know him as the curly head glasses guy.
Yeah. If he ends up being a banging,
Who's not Mattia Binotto?
yeah. No, if he ends up being a really good team manager, CEO, whatever, that might be like, hey, something good has come from this program.
Well,
we've bred a good team manager who can come into this. Like maybe that's the other thing they're doing. Maybe they're allowing. Like maybe it's not about. Maybe we're oversighting this. Maybe it's not just about the drivers. Maybe they're giving engineers, mechanics, pit crew, learning on that team, and then they basically go So maybe what they've got is they've got a pool instead of a normal team that has 600 people. They've got a pool of 1,200 people
that they can
cherry pick the best of the best and go, wow, you're a really good left-hand front tire changer. You're coming to Red Bull, buddy, and you get a small pay raise.
So, I mean, we're going into let's say current events now with some of the comments where Christian, after 20 years at Red Bull, has just been fired.
Mid-season too.
Mid-season.
Not even given to the end of the year. Not even given his notice.
I was just going to say, his treatment is very Red Bull-esque of like, kind of out of nowhere. See you later. Thanks for everything. Thanks for your service. On to the next guy.
Yeah.
But then this new guy that's coming in, who I wish I could remember his name, but I didn't think to look it up. He's also got the kind of standard Red Bull treatment of like, hey, things are a bit of a shit show here right now. We're looking to you to save us.
Up.
Yeah. And it's like, are you on borrowed time? How much, like, what's the contract?
He was probably, like, I was so happy in Toro Rosso.
Yeah,
no one looked at me. I was able to just do my thing.
He was probably looking at Hadjar going, "Yeah, lucky son of a bitch." Like, we all thought you were the next one, and it's fucking me.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
His treatment's very reminiscent of how Red Bull do business.
It's
so
crazy.
It's almost like that. Like that would be a dream gig in usual circumstances, but we might potentially be on the verge of them losing Verstappen, and it's like, okay. The one saving grace you have is you still have the best driver in the world in your team. Yeah. What can you do with that? A question of time, who knows? We don't know if he's got 6 months to the end of the season, if he's got a whole nother season, if he's only got a matter of races. Hey, can you change this around in time to save the season? Who knows what Red Bull are talking about, right? But the one saving grace is Verstappen is still there. But we know any day, any week, at the end of the season, probably more likely because we know how Max likes to do things, he might be out. He might be already out now, and they're the only ones that know it. You know, so
Well,
then it's a case of like
things don't get kept secret these days. So I think if he's out, we'd know
I
very
don't know,
quickly.
but
There's
there's too-
whistleblowers, people. There'd be money being thrown around for someone to just tell that little
there's
secret.
too much noise though. There's so much noise
I think something's
around it.
happening. Honestly, my theory is the only, in my opinion, Christian's been a choir boy. He's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, I know the whole scandal last year, but Red Bull covered for him. They gave him. That was a year and a half ago. And it has been smooshed.
Donald Trumped the situation.
Yeah, they paid whoever they had to pay.
Yeah. Yep.
Deleted, destroyed, whatever
Pay the
they
money,
had to
deny,
do.
deny.
Yeah. They covered for him. If that wasn't big enough to
Yeah.
sack him.
Yeah.
The only thing that can be big enough for them to make a decision this harsh is Max went in there and said, it's me or him.
Yeah. I do agree with that. I think it was either an ultimatum and it was like a test of how serious are you. And then when they fired Horner, you know, the Verstappen camp was like, oh shit, they are serious.
Yeah. Because the other side of that coin is if Max is on the ropes, why would their thinking be, oh, he's on the ropes, we have to sack Horner?
Like, no, see, because I see it as one of two ways. I see it as yes, that way, either an ultimatum. If you want me to stay, we need change, and that starts with Horner. You need to get rid of him. Very likely, especially being that you know it was a mid-season firing.
It's just the only thing.
And we know how much Joss hated Horner, so a lot of things line up there. But the other thing could have been they learnt or heard or have proof that Max signed Mercedes and Horner lost Max. And so it was a case of like, all right, let's just start rebuild now. See Max out to the end of the year, whatever it is. Let's get in some fresh blood and let's start preparing for the future now. And that means Horner's got to go.
I can't see again.
It is a bit of a strange one because you'd think that if you're in disrepute, I mean, a lot
You
of it
need
does
some
come from
stability.
him, but yeah, you'd want to hang on to that experience and someone who has done it all.
I just
and
think
seen it all.
I just think there's just no way, if that's what happened, and it's confirmed within or whatever that Max is out, we'd know. We would know.
No, I don't think
Someone would know.
That'd be
Christian
NDAs.
would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
No, that'd
I'm
be
telling
NDAs
the
everywhere.
media.
Yeah.
I'm telling the media what you did. Max is out. I'm going to get my payday from the media
Yeah.
now. He wouldn't keep that secret.
The game is too big. There's too much money involved. They would have the best lawyers that would be able to just have.
It takes one mechanic to be like,
But that's the thing,
There's
right?
little-
There could just be anything. If you expose this sorts of information, guess what? We're suing you. All the money that you've made
people
or whatever.
don't care.
Ah,
There'd be a media outlet that'd
Unless
be
they
like,
were-
we've got you. If
Yeah.
they want to come at you, we got you. We got lawyers, media companies, whatever.
You reckon?
People would be
just to get a like
the scoop,
confirmed.
to get the scoop. Absolutely.
Maybe.
If
All right.
what's a media outlet?
So
Give me a
what do
media
you?
outlet.
What
If they
well, BBC. I
okay,
guess. The
sure,
the
that's awful. If they decide, if they got the scoop,
yeah.
that'd be huge. I imagine in the media world, if they were the ones who got the scoop, got
I
the
don't know.
breaking news.
Because the thing is, we live in a world where information is like you know everything within minutes of it happening. So the minute that say the BBC announce Verstappen has
Yeah.
left, right? Every other news outlet has
Exactly
that
right,
same
but
information.
they are the ones that with the source.
Who cares? Do you read the BBC?
God no, and I'd read,
No.
but that's
That's what I
they're
mean.
not
Like,
trying to
when the Horner news broke, right? It was probably someone like Sky Sports or whatever who first said it. But then it was like within
It
half
actually,
an hour.
well, see, I saw it from a bunch of like B grade outlets because I
My
saw
point exactly.
yeah, but I saw it and I'm like, all right, and then I literally went in and I googled it and I just Facebook and I looked and unless there's like 6 things that have said it,
Yeah.
but all of it was like
'Cause you don't quite
expected to be
believe it.
released, because none of it was actually confirmed yet. It was everyone had just got the scoop.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, just kind of hammering in on my point first. Within half an hour, the whole internet knew, whether you followed Formula One or not, that Christian Horner had been fired from Red Bull, and it trickled down. It was probably the major outlets. Then it was all the, as you called them, the B grade outlets. Then it was probably like influencers, and then you probably got podcasts like you and me going, "Breaking news." Horner has been.
When have we-
Horner? No, we haven't. I'm just impersonating them.
we are professional.
You heard it here first. Horner has been fired from unceremoniously from Red Bull.
Don't pan us in that light.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
We're
But
above
you know
that.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Within half an hour, it was just like it was wild.
Wildfire.
It was a wall of Horner.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
doesn't that sound good?
Yeah, I knew you'd like that one. That's why I
Wall of
said I threw
Horner.
it out for you.
Yeah. Thanks for
Just
the bait.
smacking you in the face.
Yeah.
All in my eyes. My eyes.
Yeah. Got to get my hand on them photos.
Yeah.
Someone's got to have him
someone's
now.
got 'em, yeah.
Now that he's out.
You know what? They did,
There's
like I
no
said, they did the
protection.
old Donald Trump. There was no photos. I don't send photos. I don't even have a smartphone. And then, like, you know, they have like proof and goes, oh, yeah, but those are fake. Fake. Those are fake.
Yeah, but that's not
text
my
messages.
phone. Someone took a photo of me. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, all the backtracking. And anyway, this is one of
You
my
really just went off the rails there. Talking
Yeah.
about Donald Trump again.
It's one of my favorite eras, the whole Christian Horner navigating all that sort of stuff.
But this is
So-
what's so strange is they got through it.
Yeah.
Drive to Survive hounded them. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone hounded him, and they survived. It's 18 months removed,
I don't-
and now they sack him.
I know you
Something
say,
is bigger than a national sex scandal on your top dog pre-season at the worst possible time.
Yeah.
The whole world has a light on you.
Yeah.
Something was bigger than that to bring him down.
Either that or like he's got, you know, someone above him's dick pics. So it was like, you may have mine, but I have yours. And so everyone was on like this stalemate dick pic thing.
Maybe that's who we're
So
sending the photos to.
It was like
Bit of self-assured destruction.
it was like the Reservoir Dogs, you know, but they all
Yeah.
like actually have pictures of each other's
it's
dicks.
just they're
So-
holding each other's dicks.
Anyway, this is taking an interesting turn.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens with Red Bull? Chances are, like, do you think there is a bigger chance that Max stays on and that things kind of steady out from here now?
Like you said, there's too much noise. There's way too much noise.
You're changing your mind.
No. Why? I'm saying. Oh no. They might have resolved it now with the Horner thing. I think it was a very real prospect that something's going to happen. So yeah, okay, you're right. I think the Horner firing has to be related to Max staying. So yeah, I reckon he probably stays now, but I think it was genuinely happening.
Yeah.
It all aligned far too well. George is out of contract. They're not signing him. Even the F1 movie took stabs at it that he's not got to drive.
Yeah.
that is seats up to grabs to any actor out there who wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to say, but I reckon with Horner gone, that is now one in, one out. Max will stay.
Yeah, okay. It's going to be very interesting because I get the feeling, I think I said last race week episode that if Max wants to win world championships, like if he wants to go for records, I don't think that Red Bull is the best place to do it, especially now.
At the moment.
But
But the whole thing is the regulations. He could very easily go, all right, Mercedes, I'll give you a crack. And then all of a sudden Red Bull just nail it. Like it's a risky time to move. He could move whenever he wants.
it's very possible that he sees the end of this season out and the start of next season regulations to see who's where
Yeah, he
and
could
then
move
make a decision.
whenever he wants. He
Yeah.
could. I think he's signed on to 28, but clearly with the chat going on now, contracts really mean nothing. He go, it's safe to stay where I am.
Well,
See what Red Bull have got. I'm still going to be hot property no matter what happens at Red Bull. If he goes to Mercedes and they're shit and he's a bit shit, where's he going to go? Well, if Red Bull goes well, he's not going to be able to go back to Red Bull.
No.
Like, well, he
Oh,
probably would be.
he probably
right?
would.
But if it
Who's
ends,
gonna turn him
if
down?
it ends unwell, I doubt they're going to be like, yeah, cool. Like, you just wouldn't think that. So you'd imagine the safest bet if all he wants to do is win, get into the new regs, suss out who's doing well,
Yeah.
and that's the team he goes after. Well, it could even be Ferrari.
Yeah,
They've got
okay.
a Lewis Hamilton there who's not doing well.
Yeah, it's the same question that any athlete at the top of their game has to face. Do you want money or do you want championships? And he's kind of in that because it will
He's got
cost-
enough of both. So
Yeah, I mean, people are going to pay him, but if he does break contract early, allegedly it could cost him up to 100 million. Now he clearly doesn't need money. I mean, it's not cheap to service your yachts and your private
He's got a
jets and
kid.
stuff.
He's got a kid. Got
Yeah.
a funded kid out there.
But it always comes back to that question. So I can't wait to hear how it all. It's either going to fizzle out and nothing actually happens, and that's probably a very real likelihood.
Well, this is the thing, right? We got the racing coming up this weekend. It'll all just bubble back up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it might have, everything's kind of quietened down. We had the Christian Horner news after the last race, which was massive. kind of fizzled away a little bit. You still get the Max stuff, but it's all just quieting down a little bit.
Yeah.
But as soon as Spa hits in a couple of days, it's just going to be...
As soon as the race weekend starts at Thursday and the media pen starts up and they start asking questions again, it's, back on the feed.
Like, even in Silverstone, it was already... I remember hearing a lot about them talking about George, and it's strange. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
It's strange that he's not got a contract renewal, like, this far into the season. With the season he's having a breakneck season. Like, there is stuff happening in the background.
I'm looking forward to it, mostly because, like, my feed has, like, ran out of F1 content, so it's kind of reverted back to biddies. And, like, that's fine for a day or two or whatever, but, like, I'm craving F1 content. So as soon as it comes back, my whole feed will be full of F1 stuff and bye-bye biddies.
I opened my TikTok today, and we were on there. And I was like, I've seen this video. I've liked this video. Why is it appearing back on my
I can't
feed?
re-like it.
Yeah. But, appreciate TikTok doing that for us.
All right, so... I guess to kind of wrap up, we'll talk about Verstappen a little bit. So you could argue, I wouldn't even say argue, you would say that he is the best thing to come from the Red Bull program. He was a success and it did deliver them titles. More titles that other teams have ever seen. There's plenty of teams out there that haven't got any success at all.
Yep.
So you could say that the program has been successful because there has been success there, just because it hasn't happened year on year on year, and they've chewing through drivers more than any other team. I would kind of say that there is success and there has been reason that proof that it has worked. But did you watch that race live? 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. Do you remember a young Max Verstappen coming into the league and the noise that was around him, and then him nailing that first win at such a young age? And did you get a sense of how much he was going to change Formula One? Or do you think it was a little bit more?
No, I'm his age. So me as a 17, 18-year-old watching him come to the sport, I remember being like, what am I doing with my life? Why? This guy is my age and look what he's doing. Yeah. And here I am watching him. Yeah. Wishing I was him.
Why didn't I have a F1 dad who forced me into the sport?
Who bullied me and manipulated me and forced me into this position. God damn it.
Yeah, he's so lucky.
Yeah. But I remember having those feelings like, this is crazy. Like, and you're old as fuck, so you'd be even more so. Like,
well, I guess my feelings on it were like, damn it, because Ricardo was in the other seat. So
it was like the thing with Verstappen, the timing. Vettel had just left. Right? If Vettel was still wanting to be in the team, do they drop Vettel for Max? Like, does Max get the opportunity when he gets it, or does he end up just being another hot talent who couldn't get a leg into the Red Bull team and goes to another team?
If Vettel does stay in the team and it's a Vettel-Ricardo pairing, do they bench him for another year?
Because Vettel wasn't... This is 2016 Vettel, not 2019 Vettel, whatever. 2021 Vettel. Like, he had he had a lot of years left in his racing still. So
he was still at Red Bull. The peak of his power, really.
Yeah, they're not like, all right, like, it's Sebastian Vettel in Red Bull. They wouldn't have just dropped him like that. Ricardo, clearly they wouldn't have dropped him. He was doing better than Vettel when they were there together. Yeah. Like, they had the choice of Danny Kvyat or Max Verstappen, not the hardest choice. Yeah. Even then. So, like, these are the timing things that
for both
that
Red
make
Bull
all
and
the
his
difference.
future wife.
Yeah. Like, these are the timing things that make a huge difference that Max benefited from. Carlos did not benefit from.
We say it all the time, or at least I say it all the time. You have to have luck in Formula One to be a world champion, and I mean, he certainly came into.
He would have gone somewhere. I mean, Carlos found himself in a Ferrari. Yeah. In a shit McLaren.
But like, you can't know the things that you don't know, right? So you could look at someone like Charles Leclerc, and who is a driver who's roughly the same age and kind of roughly in the same sort of time frame, and it's like, all right, well, if the chips fell differently and Leclerc found himself in the Red Bull program, and then next thing you know, he's in a Red Bull seat. Is he a 4-time world champion right now? Does he have that same opportunity and do as much as Max did? Or
I don't think they're cut from the same cloth.
No, that's but that's what I'm saying. Like, we've only really seen Leclerc lose his mind in a Ferrari for many years. And it's not looking any better for the future. So, there is an element of luck that you got to be in the right car at the right time when your team is dominating. Your team has found the perfect package. I mean, clearly today, the car is catered for him. No one else can drive it except for him. So if they do lose him, they're nowhere. They have no point of.
They're in big trouble.
Yeah. So, that's a problem that comes down the track. But clearly, he was in the right spot at the right time. Vettel leaves, and then he's slotted straight into that seat. Makes the most of the opportunity, and again, like, it wasn't the easiest era to do so.
No,
but
he only had to wait. 2020, he was. I think he got his first pole. I don't think he won a race in 2020. Like, he'd won races before that, but he waited 4 years to get his first pole.
Yeah,
like as in once the car was strong enough to be good in qualifying.
Once it was actually,
anything can happen in a race.
Well,
so
I was going to say, like in 2016 Spain, who do you blame, Rosberg or Hamilton? Real quick.
Hamilton. He did
blame
go on the
Hamilton.
grass.
Okay, he could thank Hamilton.
Yeah.
If Hamilton doesn't do that move and the Mercedes don't take each other out, they don't finish 1 and 2. It then presents the opportunity of like, okay, who can now take this race out of everyone else who's on a bit more of a level playing field.
Exactly, and even you blame as the retelling says, Red Bull put Max accidentally on the better strategy. Ricciardo led that whole race until the strategy started to develop, and all of a sudden he was third. He went from first to third because the top two took a 2-stop strat, which wasn't the hot tip that race. It just developed into that as the race went on.
All right, so I guess kind of one of the last questions I'll ask you. If Red Bull have racing balls right now as a sister team that they use for development and poaching talent and whatever, there'll be 22 cars on the grid next season. Do you think that it would be beneficial if more teams had a sister team that they could pull from, and then we maybe had a grid of 30 cars? Would you like to see that?
Does
that make for better or worse
cars, F1? I think more cars will always be better, as long as they're not even. I was going to say as long as they're all competitive, but it's like I don't really give a shit.
Well, only one car can win, right?
Yeah, but you don't want. I was going to say you don't want like we've seen the last couple of races, lapped cars, really disturbing my happiness. So all of a sudden, if you get 30 cars on there, naturally 30 cars, it's a pretty competitive grid this year. But you can see the difference between a Sauber normally and a McLaren. So all of a sudden, you get Cadillacs and you get Andretti's and you get whatever back there.
It's actually a good point that is not really relevant to now, but it is a good point in noting that how many races are affected by lapped traffic and so early on. It kind of points to a problem where modern cars are so fast now that they're not, again, really built for some of these tracks.
Well, look at Austria. They're doing it in like a minute 10 or a minute 12. So you have a car, first to 20th now, it's probably like 1.8 seconds. So round it to 2. 30 laps on a green track, they'll be lapping cars.
Yeah.
And a track that's that short, they're doing 66 laps.
And we're seeing that because like you got traffic as well, so that's slowing you down. And then there's going to be instances of being spun around and whatever. We might have just fixed F1 just accidentally right now. Build longer tracks. Build like 2-minute tracks.
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, we got Spa coming up. Like, look at Silverstone. Like, lap traffic. Was lap traffic a factor? I don't remember. I feel like lap traffic wasn't anything like a factor.
No, because of the safety cars. The safety cars sort of nullified it all.
I think Spa, again, I don't think lap traffic's going to be much of a problem because you're talking about a 1 minute 40, I don't know, lap time.
So maybe tracks should have a minimum time. And then if it's not within that minimum,
bye-bye Monaco,
you should be
Monza,
because
all the
then
historic tracks.
It's having a negative effect on the racing. And
I mean, what you're saying is literally the cars have gotten too big, too fast for the tracks because we're literally talking
about it all year.
Yeah, and we're literally talking about tracks that are historic heritage Formula One tracks: Monza, Monaco, Austria. Like these tracks that are Formula One, that are the crown jewels. They're all going to have to go under our new guidelines.
I'm for it.
Hey, you love Austria.
I do love Austria, yeah, but they have plenty of space there to build a bigger track or expand on it. Like those tracks can be at least probably modified. A track like Monaco can't. There's nothing you can do about it. It should just be gone.
A lot of buildings and boats in the way.
But yeah, I think that that is something. I mean, new regs coming up. Maybe that changes it. I don't really have high hopes there. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's probably hones in on one of the biggest problems in F1 right now. So,
well, it's been 9 years since this Grand Prix that we're meant to be talking about. Lots happened, but
yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel like 9 years. That's what's crazy. And like Max is still so young. So like
that's the thing. He could race for another, like if he's 28 or so. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
15
Lewis is,
if you look at Alonso, like
Alonso, and then Lewis is 41.
Something.
So you could say 13 years. So,
and his
yeah.
strike rate, he's
I mean,
winning.
and you know what's scary about that? If he, let's just say 13 years. Let's say he does commit to the sport as he threatens to not do so so often. Let's say he does put in another 13 to take him to 41. So you got 13 years to try and snag another 4 world championships. So 1 in 4.
And he's already
3,
won
sorry.
4 out of 10. He's been in sport 10 years.
Yeah.
He's won 4 out of 10.
Oh, he could do it. It's very
It's
viable.
all going to be down
to
to
moves.
these this next set.
Mm.
And we saw Hamilton. The only reason he was in the position he was in
So-
was because of the last regulations. Was
It's a
their
good
car
point.
so good? This change of regs, this is like the 5th year of these regs, and he's won 2 races or something.
It's a good point. It would almost be foolish to do something now, unless you were like
He holds
into-
all the cards.
unless you were put in a corner where like Toto forced your hand and was like now or never. You're with Mercedes, otherwise we're locking down our drivers, and that is I don't think he would, but that was enough to entice him to be like, okay, I need to know what you've got so I can on paper compare the two.
But now we're
But-
all forgetting about Aston Martin now. It was always Aston Martin.
No, I don't
And
think I'm
it's
forgetting.
really shifted to Mercedes.
It's
But let's
just
not
because
forget who's designing Aston Martins next year.
Well, I think it's only because Toto seems to be the one making a lot of noise, and it's in his interest too, right? Putting all this pressure on Red Bull to make a move, call a bluff, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Poor old George is just getting a drive by. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about Aston Martin, and it would almost be hilarious if through all of this he emerges as I'm joining Newey at Aston
be the whole
Martin.
Damian Lillard going to the Heat all season, then he
Yeah.
pops up in the Bucks, and everyone's like, "What?"
yeah.
And now he's going back to the Blazers anyway.
yeah, exactly.
It'd
Yeah.
be that whole deal where he's just like, "Hey, remember me?"
All right, well that was good fun.
Hmm.
Good pick. I like you said, it didn't feel like it was 9 years ago, but
Well, it's very topical. Like I wrote that script, as you know, before this season started, before this whole venture of ours
you
took off.
foresaw something, yeah. Like if you were to
Yeah.
tell me that I'm going to do this script because Horner will be fired mid-season and the second Red Bull seat would be in shambles, I would go, you're probably right about the second seat, but Horner's not getting fired.
Well, even
And-
when we wrote it, I had Lawson in there, and I'm like, "Well, this will be interesting." I
Yeah.
did say that to you. This
Will he
will
still
be
be
interesting
in
to
the-
talk about mid-season. Little did we know it would take 2 races for it to shake up.
Yeah. I mean, he was definitely treated a bit harsh there.
In hindsight,
but
with how Yuki's doing, yeah.
it probably has panned out better for him to go back to racing balls and get a bit more comfortable there.
And for Yuki to prove to the world that it's the car, not so much.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, Liam's not.
Yeah, maybe Red Bull weren't the racists. Maybe they were like, Liam's the scapegoat, and then everyone was making noise, and they're like, oh, okay, fine, Yuki's the scapegoat. They put Yuki in, and like I said, no one's talking about him, and he's finishing last with like 30 seconds of penalties every race, and they're like, you wanted this.
Yeah.
This isn't on us. This is on you. You wanted this. You all cried for Yuki, so you got what you asked for.
Liam's done a rare thing. He's actually managed to revitalize his career without doing anything.
Yeah, yeah. All right, good shit. So Spa this weekend, finally back to race week.
Yeah.
I am so stoked. I cannot wait for this one.
Just for us to hit the
I love
mid-season break
Spa.
and have a month off.
It's one of the few tracks where I pray it doesn't rain, because we've been
Because it
stung
doesn't,
by that.
and it doesn't race at all.
Yeah,
And we've
So-
seen Silverstone how they like to just not let the cars race, and Spa's
Why?
doubly as bad
Why?
when it rains.
Just
So-
shut the fuck up. All right, get that. You know what? Get the hell out of my house.
All right, God, thank God.
All right.
I'll see you here next week for Spa.
All right, Teabag. See you
All
then.
right, Slayman.
All right, bye.